What if I told you the biggest threat to your masculinity isn't another man? It's the slow erosion of your standards. One harmless compromise at a time. You see, every man has a line, but most never enforce it, because they're afraid of losing her, afraid of being alone, afraid of being labeled the bad guy. So they tolerate things they shouldn't. They ignore the red flags. They silence that voice in their gut. You've been there. She starts talking to her male best friend again. She posts thirst traps on Instagram, captioned, "Feeling cute today." You feel that sting, but you let it slide. Why? Because she's beautiful, because you've invested time, because you're scared to start over. Now listen carefully. By the end of this video, you're going to know the 8 behaviors no self-respecting man should ever tolerate from a woman, no matter how hot she is, no matter how different you think she might be. This is about reclaiming your respect, because if you don't respect yourself, she won't either. That's not an opinion, that's psychology. Men think tolerance equals patience. They think biting their tongue makes them emotionally mature. But Stoicism isn't about being passive. It's about choosing when to act, with strength, with purpose. There's a fine line between calm and cowardice. Most guys don't see it until it's too late. They become doormats dressed in masculinity, smiling on the outside, dying on the inside. You are not here to be her emotional punching bag. You are not here to prove your worth by tolerating disrespect. You are here to lead, to protect your peace, to walk away when your soul is being taxed. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." So, let's begin. You'll recognize these behaviors. You've probably experienced them. But after today, you'll never excuse them again. And if she tries to guilt you, if she calls you insecure, smile, because you're about to become the kind of man she wishes she could keep. Ready? Let's get into it. Behavior number 1. Flirting with other men, then calling it harmless fun. You're out with her, you see it. The playful smile, the prolonged eye contact. Maybe it's with the waiter, or some guy at the gym. She laughs a little too much, touches her hair, glances at you like she's testing your reaction. Now here's the inner dialogue she won't say out loud. Let's see how much I can get away with. If he doesn't check me, I know I've got him wrapped. This isn't insecurity. This is awareness. Men who allow this tell themselves, "She's just friendly. I don't want to seem controlling." But here's the truth. Flirting is a form of validation seeking. And if she needs that kind of attention outside the relationship, she's broadcasting a message. You're not enough. Now, listen. A woman who respects her man doesn't need to harmlessly flirt, because she knows what it looks like. She knows what it invites. And more importantly, she knows what it costs in the eyes of a masculine man. Let's talk Stoicism. Emotional control means not reacting with jealousy, but it also means not tolerating disrespect out of fear. You don't scream, you don't argue. You observe and you decide. Are you building something with a loyal woman, or babysitting someone who craves attention from strangers? Behavior number 2. Using sarcasm and subtle insults to emasculate you. Oh, you actually think you're strong? Must be nice to live in your little fantasy world. Real men don't act like that. At first you might laugh it off. Then it starts chipping away. Your confidence, your clarity, your masculinity. This is psychological warfare disguised as jokes, and you must call it what it is: disrespect. If a woman constantly puts you down, she doesn't admire you. She's trying to control you. And the man who stays silent? He teaches her, it's okay to belittle me. I'll still stay. Stop being polite when your dignity's on the line. Stoicism says, use logic over impulse. And logic tells you, a woman who mocks your masculinity is a threat to your growth. She's not a partner, she's an anchor. Behavior number 3. Weaponizing sex and affection. You felt it. One day she's all over you, sweet, warm, intimate. The next, cold as ice. Not because something happened, but because she wants to control the dynamic. Sex isn't affection anymore, it's leverage. She gives it when you comply, withholds it when you don't. That's not love, that's manipulation. Now here's what she might be thinking. If I make him chase me emotionally, I stay in control. If he wants me, he'll have to earn me, again and again. A man who doesn't recognize this becomes a puppet, dancing for moments of closeness, sacrificing self-respect for temporary pleasure. Listen carefully. A woman who respects herself and values the relationship doesn't use intimacy as a reward or punishment. She connects because she wants to. Not to train you like a pet. You are not a child to be managed. You are a man capable of leading a relationship with strength, not submission. Remember this Stoic truth. You must never let your peace depend on something or someone outside your control, especially not her mood swings or her manipulation tactics. Behavior number 4, constantly comparing you to other men. Her ex, her co-worker, that influencer on Instagram. He actually listens. He's built like a god. He bought her a new car. Every time she compares you, she's telling you one thing. I don't see you as enough. This creates doubt, insecurity, a deep internal war. You start to think, maybe I need to prove something. So you work harder to gain approval, instead of realizing you're playing a game you'll never win. Let me be clear. The moment she starts benchmarking you against other men, she's not trying to inspire you. She's trying to control you through inadequacy. That's not motivation. That's manipulation. And a Stoic man doesn't entertain that. He knows his value. He doesn't fight for validation. He walks where he's respected. Because here's the reality. A man who constantly seeks her approval becomes her project. But a man who owns his value, he becomes her obsession. Behavior number 5, creating drama to test your emotional stability. You're calm, collected. Then, out of nowhere, she starts a fight over nothing. A look, a text, a delay in your reply. And suddenly, you're defending yourself against invisible crimes. Why? Because some women create chaos. Just to feel something, just to see if they can throw you off center. It's a test. Now listen, you might think, if I just explain myself better, she'll calm down. Wrong. The fight isn't about logic. It's about emotional control. She wants to see if she can rattle you, if she can make you beg, if she can turn your peace into panic. But here's the Stoic way. Don't engage. Don't over-explain. You are not her emotional punching bag. Marcus Aurelius said, choose not to be harmed, and you won't be. That's power. That's dominance through restraint. A masculine man doesn't match her chaos. He stays centered, and if she keeps pushing, he walks. Because peace is non-negotiable. Behavior number 6, making you feel guilty for having goals. She says she supports you, but every time you grind, every time you invest in yourself, She pulls away, gets cold, acts like you're the problem. Why are you always working? You never make time for me. Your dreams don't include me. Here's the truth. She's not angry you're chasing your purpose. She's afraid of your evolution. Because the more you grow, the more she fears she can't control you. You've got two choices. Shrink your dreams to keep her close, or grow so powerfully that she either rises with you or gets left behind. A Stoic man doesn't feel guilt for choosing purpose. He knows that a woman who loves him supports his mission. She doesn't sabotage it. This is your life, your legacy, and any woman who makes you feel bad for chasing greatness is a threat to everything you're becoming. Control isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers through guilt, and the man who hears it must be strong enough to reject it. Behavior number 7, disrespecting your time, boundaries, or decisions. She shows up late, cancels plans last minute, ignores the boundaries you clearly set, then gaslights you when you speak up. You're being dramatic. Don't take everything so seriously. Wow, I didn't know I had to obey you. No, you're not asking for obedience. You're asking for respect. A woman who doesn't honor your time is saying one thing loud and clear: my convenience matters more than your presence. Let me be direct. If she cannot respect your boundaries in the small things, she'll violate them in the big things too. A Stoic man isn't rigid, but he's firm. Because boundaries aren't about control, they're about self-respect. Don't let her mock your standards just because she's used to men with none. You're not here to be agreeable, you're here to be respected. And finally, behavior number 8. Threatening to leave every time she doesn't get her way. This is the nuclear button. Used to control, to scare, to make you bend. If you really cared, you'd do it. If you don't change, I'm gone. Other guys would treat me better. These aren't words of a woman who loves you. These are tactics of a woman trying to dominate you emotionally. Now pause and ask yourself, if every disagreement becomes a threat, are you in a relationship or in a hostage situation with kisses? This is where most men break. They cave in. They start walking on eggshells. They change who they are just to avoid another threat. But you're not most men. You've seen behind the curtain now. You know these behaviors for what they are. Toxic control disguised as love. Here's your challenge. Go inward. Examine your past relationships. Which of these 8 behaviors have you tolerated, and why? Stoicism teaches us to remove what doesn't serve our highest self. Not through rage, not through revenge, but through clarity. So I'll leave you with this from Epictetus. Never value anything more than your own dignity. Because the moment you choose yourself, you become untouchable. And that is where real attraction begins. Stay sharp. Stay stoic. And never settle for less than the respect you were born to demand.